Welcome to the second episode of the Biggleswade United podcast. I'm delighted to announce I'm with the assistant manager Stuart Bimson, the head coach Cristian Colas and the fitness coach Martinez. How are you all today?
All good, thank you. Thank you. We're all good.
I just wanted to get a start on you, Stuart, and then we'll go to Cristian and Albert. How did you get involved with Biggleswade United?
I tweeted the game. That's all I did for my mate that they were doing something different to the football club. And I was scouting at the time for Shrewsbury, but I hadn't come to the end of the season and I just wanted to get back coaching again. Really, I wanted to get back on the grass, and I wanted something local that I could be close to the family and help out in what needs to be done there as well. And it just come about. I tweeted them and he said, yeah, you know, I sent a brief description of what I'd been up to. And me a little bit of coaching journey that I'd had so far. So it stemmed from there really. And then we met up in Hitchin and had a chat about some bits and pieces and what the club was doing. And it went on from there. Then he offered me first the head coach of the under-16s, but I wasn't able to take that, and because I needed my Sundays to be free. And obviously they'd play games on a Sunday, so you know, we had a little chat about it, and it was just the case then of saying, you know, I don't think it's right for the head coach not to be at the games on a Sunday. So then he said, okay. I said, look, I was looking for more of getting involved in the first team operations if I can, at some level, if I can help in any way. And then he offered me the head of recruitment and scouting, and then it's developed from there really.
What about you, Cristian? How did you get involved, and did the club reach out to you, or?
No, I think that the story is really, everyone knows the story, everybody knows the story. Just, I saw, also I follow on Twitter Guillem, I saw the vacancy situation for manager and assistant, and then I sent him an email with a CV of one of my friends, that is a pro in Spain, and myself as an assistant, and he just replied me like, your friend is really a high profile maybe for this club. What about you? You would like to apply for this position? I said, yeah, why not? Then I arrived, I started to chat with him, and then we had got like long phone conversations. And that's the point. I arrived here after I visited first this in 4 days, and it was all done, deal done, and it was easy. But yeah, it was my first approach was as an assistant manager for the club, for the first team.
Mm-hmm. And Albert, what about you? How did you get involved, or did they reach out to you, or what was the?
My situation was so fast. I came here in London, June of 2017, and one friend in common sent me a screenshot that Biggleswade United is looking for a fitness coach, and I sent the email and I put in contact with him, and 2 weeks after I came here to train.
And Stuart, you had a lot of experience in your playing career. How has that transferred now that you're, of course, assistant manager now?
I think it gives you a little bit of an understanding of what the players might be going through, individually and collectively. So it helps in that regards, and obviously the levels that you played at, and I think what's required of the players, and be able to push the players and just use the experience that you had. You know, I come through the similar route that these are trying to go through, some of the young lads, or we hope they're going to go through, you know, and work their way up through the non-league system and into the Football League. And I come up that way myself because I didn't turn pro till I was 25. So, you know, it was the case of just working your way through the levels and through the leagues. So, you know, I think it helps in that way, that I can help them understand that if they think they're quite far away from being professional footballers, then they're not really. You know, and I think, you know, you're closer now than what you ever were, with obviously the conference being more or less full time, and a couple of teams in Conference South and North, they were full time as well. So, you know, if they get their head down, work hard, and they apply themselves properly, they're not that far away from earning some decent money, but more importantly, you know, playing football full time. So I hope that my experience of playing the game for a while and at a half decent level will give them give me the insight to help them a little bit more. But the most important thing is trying to help them any way I can. So I think that's what it brings, to be able to do the job. And then obviously a couple of jobs, the few jobs that I've had in coaching has been, you know, a little bit varied. With started off as an under 10s coach, and then a under 16s coach, and then into the men's football, and then at Southend going into do the under 18s for 12 months. So, you know, it's been quite varied at different levels, but I think it helps because obviously, you know, down here in the first team level, a lot of the lads are young lads, you know, 19. We've had obviously 16-year-olds making the debut, so 16, 17 through to, you know, your mid and latter 20s. So I think it's helped in that way. Hopefully it's helped the lads, and hopefully the bit of experience I've gained has helped Cristian and Albert a little bit as well, to balance off what their knowledge is of the game as well.
Obviously Cristian and Albert are both Spanish, and that language barrier, did you specifically help them on that, and how much of a difficulty was it in the first coming months?
Have I helped them on their language? A few words they've learned off me. They've learned a few words off me, I must say. But no, I don't think so. I think, you know, right from the off there was plenty of English people, you know, they've immersed themselves into the culture of English life. And I'm learning all the time. You know, we still have a giggle every now and again with the little bits that get said, but you know, it's in good humour, and they're learning all the time. But you know, thankfully their English is better than my Spanish.
It's an exchange. It's Spanish and schools, because also, you know, it's like it's an exchange with someone from the north. It's fine. It's fine.
So it's good. It works well. It works well.
Talking about the ethos of the club, you mentioned that some under 16 players have made their debuts. Is that really the ethos of the club, and not particularly spending thousands and thousands of pounds, but promoting within your youth system?
Yeah, and the idea is just the academy set up, and it's led by Fran, and then the idea is just to promote players. It's not something probably so usual here in England. The idea is just it's like there's no budget in these kind of clubs, in this kind of level. It's really difficult to get money into, and then I think it's a waste of money just to put into players as an expenses, or paying them a lot of wages per week. Hasn't got sense in non-league level. Then I think that the clubs, we can be a mirror. I think it's an interesting one just to develop academy players, and then the idea is that they jump as soon as possible when they could be ready into the development side also, and as soon as they could be ready into men's football on a non-league, step 5 like we are, step 4, we have promoted also some players to step 4, step 3, abroad also, why not? I think that has to be the sense of the club. If done, why you want an academy? No, it's like if after that you will not help players to be promoted, or you will not give a chance to players to the first team or to the development, while you're spending or investing money in academy, if after that you don't know. The idea is, I think it's a clear idea, in my opinion, I think.
So on a match day, all three of you, what are your sort of roles? What sort of time do you come into the clubhouse? Do you have a meeting before the game to discuss the game? And is there a specific person out of you three who takes the team talks before and after?
Well, we're in for about one, aren't we? We're in for a couple of hours before the kick-off. We're in with
biscuits and coffee.
With biscuits and coffee first and foremost.
Something important.
And then just chatting, really, chatting on how we think, obviously, what's available, what we've got in the squad, and then how we're going to structure it, what system we're looking at playing, depending on what we think we're able to do to give us the best chance of winning the game. Obviously, what the opposition are like, what the reports we've got on the opposition, and then we sit down, Cristian puts it all together.
All these questions, you know, there's like these two are trying to help myself to organize. No, and sometimes it's like we've got different ideas, then I explain them why and what. They explain me what they think about, and also what they've got similar profile. Okay, I'm probably more brave, and they are more patient. Then it's like they help me also sometimes to say why, if this doesn't work before, don't try to do it again today. It's like happened this last Saturday. Then yeah, I think at the end it's like a kind of routine, like every Saturday we know. In this non-league level, we send the squad list on a Friday to the players, and we know the players that will come, but also it's a surprise because could be people sick, could be people not ready. And then on Saturday, like Stuart said, we have a quick chat and then we set up. We've got clear starting usually, probably a few questions always, or a few doubts. But is everything set up and ready from the week before, and then knowing the opponent also, again, knowing main ideas, general ideas. But in this level could change completely from Tuesday to Saturday. It changes the opponent, not the club, but the formation, the squad could be completely different because the high number of registrations of players. And yeah, just probably to be concrete, what I want that then it's like if he takes some players, especially just to be more accurate in what we're asking for. And letting know Albert about players that could need probably something special in the warm-up, or if they are being really tight or tired or coming from an injury, something like this. Yeah, it's kind of into routine.
And Albert, on a match day, what are your sort of roles and what do you do? Do you get into a similar? Do you have a routine per match day?
Yes, after the meeting, I lead the warm-up, and after during the match, I check the match and trying to say them what I see and what I would change.
We're trying to control, obviously we go out there and we'll have a look at it, we'll watch the warm-up and we'll see, and we'll discuss it beforehand as well, and we'll, you know, if we want to change it a little bit and just get them thinking a little bit differently at times. Sometimes it'll be the whole session will stay with Albert and he'll do the whole lot, and sometimes then at the end of it, if you just want to challenge them a little bit and just wake them up a little bit before the game, sometimes we'll go up there and we'll just do a little bit of pattern, a little bit of combination work to a finish, whether it's from wide areas or centrally, and then sometimes we'll finish just with a little bit of finishing, and just to wake them up a little bit if we feel we need to, you know, and it's simple, rather than getting in the same one every single week and then they start to switch off, they know what's coming, and sometimes you just sprinkle something else into it and see if it challenges them a little bit.
You want to know also what happens on the changes, no? That usually is what no one knows, and then it's like then it's like players get changed, the pre-game team talk, I'm leading it. We don't explain nothing special usually about the opponent, just a few things, and then about our structure, what we're doing and why, and then what could be our main points, and also different scenarios that could appear during the first half also. It's like if we can change formation, why, and then it's like giving info to the players. Albert carrying with a warm-up, they are both outside. I keep myself a little bit inside, just going down because my tension level is too high probably. And just I join them for the last 5 minutes to check if everything's okay. Well, it's just only thinking about myself really, because they are leading, they're doing a good job. And then we're coming back, and then probably Stuart gets this pre-game, how we can say then, it's like he starts to probably just to put the players in charge 10 minutes before, and then Albert give me information about give me feedback about the warm-up, if everything's okay, if they were flat, if well, something essential just to probably to put more aware to some people, to some players after the game. And something interesting is that before 5 minutes, the end of the first half, usually ask him about what because Albert is not the usual fitness coach. He's not just doing strength conditioning. He's a football coach also. And then we've got 6 eyes in this case, just looking for the game, and their opinions for me are essential. And he gives me his opinion. And on the halftime, the team talk used to be completely shared between Stuart and me. And then it's like, but it flows so natural. Then it's like I know what I'm gonna say, and sometimes I told them like maybe I'm going a little bit to be more calm, more quiet, and yeah, and then you go straight. Or sometimes the opposite. I prefer that he balance. Then yeah, it really flows. After 3 years, you know, it's like probably just looking each other. We know how we're getting and giving information, giving feedback about the first half. That is probably what Albert used to tell us. but also preparing the second half. We don't prepare, we don't give really during 50 minutes in the first half a lot of feedback from the first half. It's like you did well, you did wrong, because it's like we're wasting time in 10 minutes that we have about the scenarios that we can find on the second half just to try to win the games. Then that's my main point. I think that you like this because it's got something that happens and no one had got access. We can explain whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm not lying, by the way.
No, I think the main thing is trying to see where we're missing it a little bit, where we think that we need to adjust it. It may be that the structure is great, but the tempo's not too good. So we need to raise the tempo of what they're doing and send them back out there just with a little bit of a emphasis on their energy levels and, you know, looking a bit sharper, moving the ball a bit quicker. Maybe the starting positions aren't good and we need to look at if maybe starting outside the game to play inside, and how we're going to create space so that we can play, how we can be defensively a little bit more secure but still wanting to go forward and be aggressive in our attack. And so it's a bit of a balance, and for me, you know, to assist, I'm really just trying to listen to how he approaches the half time. And what things he's thinking of, and he might cover all bases, and I'll just go in there and give him a bit of a crack for the start of the second half, if that's what's needed, because it's about balancing off and trying to get the mixture right. Or sometimes if it hasn't gone too good, I'll go straight in and go bump and hit them, while he's setting everything up to look at them tactically and what adjustments are going to be made. So you're constantly looking for the little bit of ingredients that you can give them in that short space of time that's going to help the second half.
He's so good at reading emotionally to the players, and also it's something that I learned when I was in Finland. The mother tongue, then the language is essential. Then I cannot arrive probably as deep with my English that he's arriving, no? Then it's like, for me it's essential that also he's giving always this boost to the players in a negative way or in a positive way, depending what we need. Then it's essential just before the game, and then during the break, then depending the moment, but it's essential how he communicates, and like you started, he's a former player, and then he's the best mirror that the players can have inside the change room. Then it's like, if I would not use him, I would be really idiot, I think. Well, don't say no, don't say no.
You spoke about your experiences in Finland. Would you like to tell the viewers what?
It was really cold. No, it was a nice experience. It was the first experience that I had got abroad. I quit everything in Spain just to move there and become a professional, and I cannot regret nothing. I was so happy there. I was working also, it was the first time I was working in a low academy level. It was something new for me, in English also, with a lot of Finnish vocabulary, but it was impossible just to speak Finnish in 2 years. Like English in 3 years here, then it will be the same. No, but it's like, it was an amazing experience. Personally, the country is marvelous, and to work there and you discover another culture, and it's really good one. And it helps also, cannot be selfish, it helps just to arrive here, because I think it would be really difficult to arrive to England not having first an experience abroad, despite being Spanish. Then it's like, because the language first also, I was just speaking English there 2 years, then I think it helps to have got the poor English level that I've got now, but it helps a little bit, and it was a great experience.
Right, well, I think it's been an honour, but you lot of training now, don't you?
Yeah, we've got training tonight. Yeah, we've got
in 23 minutes.
23s are coming in as well to join us tonight, so we should be all right for numbers.
Yeah.
So we just need to go in. We've got ideas of what we're gonna do tonight, so it's just a case of just taking a little bit of time just to finalise what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it, and then yeah. So we're just shifting things around this week. Monday, Wednesday for training.
Yeah.
Leading into obviously Saturday's game, but you know, 4 big games to go. You know,
One
obviously
more
pushing another win on Saturday, and that's what, you know, and see what we've got a challenge. We've challenged them to try and get maximum points now to the end of the season. Another little challenge that Cristian put in place for the last 6-7 games, and at the moment we're okay, we're on track, and we've got to maintain that and keep on pushing them now to the end and finish as high as we can. You know, I think we owe it to the fans and the club that nobody switches off. You know, simple as that. And it's a difficult league. I think when you only got one going up, you know, I think it'd be nice for this league to start looking at it a little bit differently, and maybe looking at a playoff system to keep teams interested. I think it'd be better for the clubs you know, and I think it's always good that you've got ambitious clubs who want to make the next step, and you've got some clubs who are languishing a little bit in the league above, and I think, you know, making that transition will strengthen the leagues above as well over the course of time. So hopefully the league will look at that in time, but at the moment it is what it is, but we're not going to switch off, and we're going to push them all the way.
No, well, best luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
For your
Cheers,
following
Gus.
games.
Thanks for counting with us to this podcast. I'm sure that will be more interesting than the chairman one, but let's see.
We'll check the views.
We'll check it. Yeah, the viewers might be different, might be. We'll wait to see. We'll wait to see.
Really.
But thanks very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Man, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.